What's up, man? This is Abebe Lewis, and you're here with my new show, Behind the Beats. We're at the beautiful, illustrious, wonderful Ghost Bar located right across the street from the Seminole Hard Rock Casino. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Super Bowl champion, college champion, close to winning the Heisman Trophy winner, party animal, marketing genius, entrepreneur.
All pro,
Mr. Bryant McKinnie.
How you doing?
You know what I'm saying? How you doing, Mr. Bryant McKinnie?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me finally.
Thanks for even taking your time out, because I know after this, you're going right to
Mac and Mika Live podcast.
Studio 23, you know what I'm saying? So I know you're a very busy man, Mac, and everything, man.
Yeah.
So I really want to thank you. I've been knowing you for so long, Mac, so many years. I think we really met at Circle House.
Yeah.
You've been knowing my little brother Lunch Money, you know my family and everything, and I just want to let you know, Mac, you are one of those figures in Miami that's you were needed. You know what I'm saying? Like without you,
Why you feel like I'm needed?
Because it's like what you did in Miami or in the early years, you trailblazed a lot of things that are happening now.
Okay.
You may not know you did that, but you just, a lot of people change their area codes because of BMAC. A lot of people, and I feel the same way, because I almost feel like, you know, Cash Money changed their area code because of me. You know what I'm saying? Being at Circle House in the studio,
Right.
a lot of people changed their area codes because you made them feel so comfortable.
Right.
Mac, you did things from your heart. You know what I'm saying? You never did nothing, you know, like, because I always knew Mac as just that good guy. Me and him butt heads all the time, you know? But Mac, we go through a lot, man, me and Mac. Mac, when did that growth spurt happen with you, Mac, when you was a kid? When you just be like, oh!
Oh, when I was 15. And I had like some real growing pains. My knees was very sensitive.
Yeah.
So yeah, like when I was 14, I might have been like about 5'11", maybe 6 foot.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden when I came back to 10th grade, I was 15, I was like 6'3", 6'4".
Like, over
and like all my friends like noticed it was over the summer too. And all my
Yeah.
friends was like, dang, like, you know, but my body was like aching, my knees was aching real bad, so they were real sensitive, and then I was hungry a lot too, so it was like my metabolism, I had to go to the doctors because like even when I stood up, it was like you get like a little woozy.
Yeah.
It was just because my body was trying to, you know, catch up, so it was like, when they say growing pains, that's part of what it is.
Wow. 15, man, you just spurted up. I know you played a lot of sports in high school. You played basketball, you played football.
I wrestled.
You wrestled, what else? That's it?
Basketball, football, wrestling, and track.
And track, wow. So when did you know that football was for you in high school? When did you know, or you still didn't know?
I did, like, I wasn't, like, because I'm not originally from South Florida, so football for us in Jersey isn't like how it is here, or in Texas or California, where like, that's everybody's like bread and butter and they whole dream to go to leave. Where I came from, like in the 80s, it was the last time somebody went, like the early 80s, 84.
Wow.
It was the last time somebody from my high school that went, so that wasn't something that we seen much of. So I was just playing just for fun. I wasn't even playing, I didn't think that was a possible vision, because that just wasn't something I was seeing. So I didn't really know until I actually got down here to University of Miami and, you know, became a starter, and then got through that first season and had a great season. And then that's when the talks, you know, started coming towards the end of my junior season. I was like, oh, okay.
Did you know you wanted to go to UM, or you had a bunch of other colleges, or you just like, man, I'm going to UM?
No, I went on trips to Rutgers just because I'm from Jersey.
Yeah.
I went to Arkansas, Syracuse, and I came to Miami. And when I came to Miami, it was like cold up north and it was like warm down here. I didn't have a lot of summer clothes. I caught a cold down here because the weather changed.
Okay.
So like my first night here, it was cool. I went out and partied, but then the next day, like they keep you up to 5 in the morning here, which I wasn't used to because Jersey shit closed. Everything closed at 2 o'clock. So it was like 5 a.m. and like then you got to be up at 9 a.m. for like the walk around campus and stuff. So it was like I ain't getting no sleep. It was like the weather changed, and I kind of like started getting cold the next day, and ain't want to go out the next day and all that stuff. So it really my visit here was like kind of short, because the second day I was like, I'm staying in the room. I don't feel like going out. And I wasn't sure, but one of my coaches, my head coach, was like, all right, so my offensive coordinator, he went to Arkansas. I went to Arkansas, and I had a great time out there. And I was like leaning towards him, and the offensive coordinator was always telling me like, yeah, Arkansas, because that's where he went. My head coach was like, are you crazy? And then my mom and all them like, are you crazy? And then my mom was like, you need to go to Miami, because look at all these people that went there, this and that other.
Going to the league.
Yeah, and I'm from South Jersey, so I was a fan of the Eagles growing up. So like Jerome Brown was one of my favorite players, Reggie White and all them. And they're like, that's where he came from. So then I started like doing more research, and I started seeing like guys like Warren Sapp and Ray Lewis and all them. I was like, okay, I like the swag about that, so I'm gonna go there. And I already was familiar with Uncle Luke, so then I started realizing like, when Uncle Luke is down there, and I used to watch Miami Vice, so I started with like little things like that. And it's funny, is the year I came here, right before I came, like the Welcome to Miami song, I was like, all right, this is meant for me to go here.
Yeah.
Will Smith came, so I was like, all right, so because I got down here in '99.
Well, I see a lot of pictures with you when you was at UM, and I seen some Don players. I remember one time me and B-Mac collaborated on a bowling event. The bowling league, bowling is not there no more, but it's on South Beach, and we did a bowling event. And one night, man, you brought all your players out.
Yeah.
Man. It was Frank Gore, man. It was so many of them. But in that class of that 4 years, name me some players that you played with at UM.
Frank Gore, who's still playing. But like him, Clinton Portis, and Willis McGahee, those were like the running backs, and Najee Davenport. Then you had like Santana Moss, Reggie Wayne, Andre Johnson. Then you had Ed Reed, Sean Taylor, Antrell Roll.
That sounds like a damn all-star.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we had like a lot of like great players. You know, DJ Williams, Jonathan Vilma. We had a lot of great players there. Kellens Winslow, Jeremy Shockey. It was a lot of talent in that school at one time, and we all basically grew up together.
Yeah. How did y'all keep it together with all that star power? Like y'all freshmen, sophomores. You know, it's everybody everywhere. It's people on the sidelines. Like, how did y'all keep that just, I want to win, and it didn't turn into egos and all that?
It didn't turn into egos because, you know, like Sean Taylor, Antrell Roll, they were younger than us. So, like, me and Ed Reed were like the seniors. And so we kind of led, you know, by example. You had Philip Buchanan as well. And I think everybody didn't know, like a lot of those young guys didn't know how good they were going to be at the time. Vince Wilfork was there as well. So the older guys were able to kind of keep control of that and go out here and win games. And in my junior year, we lost the second game of the season to Washington, and that was the only game we lost. And then we went on to win the rest of the season, but then we had to play Florida in Sugar Bowl, and then at Florida State, the only time we'd have cheered for them would have been Oklahoma. We'd have split the national title that year, but they lost. So that following year, our whole motto was to keep, you know, control our own destiny, and that was going into our summer workouts and all that, is control our own destiny, and that was like just the message every time we did anything. We still made sure we had fun, but we still made sure we worked hard too, and we were doing extra practices without coaches, you know, during the summer just to make sure. And we was challenging each other, you know what I'm saying? And everybody was so like confident in themselves that everybody felt like they were the best at their position. So when it comes to game day, it should be easy for you because we feel like everybody else was sorry. Like, you know what I mean? And that's kind of how we like looked at things. So
moving forward, right? When you got drafted to the NFL, what was that feeling? What number did you get drafted, and who did you get drafted to?
I got drafted in 2002. I was the first round pick for the Minnesota Vikings. I was the 7th pick overall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Clap it up for that, man. 7th pick?
Yeah.
It's only like, what, how many people? It's like 50 picks? Or
32 in the first round.
Wow.
So I was graded the number 1. And me and Julius Peppers were 1 and 2 back and forth during the season. But it goes on a team need. So far as when you get drafted, if a team don't need you, they're not going to draft you. You know what I'm saying? So it goes on a team need. So I ended up being number 7. It was a great experience because you just have to sit there and kind of figure out, wait to hear where you're going to spend the next few years of your life. And then for me, it ended up being Minnesota, and I'm thinking like, where the hell's in Minnesota? You know what I'm saying? I think about Prince, Purple Rain, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Like, those are the only things I could think of. But, you know, going out there was a great experience, too.
Definitely. Anybody from UM was out there with you, too, or?
I never had nobody at UM out there.
Wow.
I had people pass through, like, to try out, and I would see them, and the whole time I was out there by myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
A UM-less team, that's
by myself.
That's big, because every team got some UM players.
Yeah, got a couple.
Like,
I didn't have any.
Team.
I was there for 9 years. I didn't have nobody.
Wow. So let's fast track to Bryant McKinnie winning the Super Bowl, right?
Okay.
How was that feeling? I know you won a national championship with University of Miami. So how was that feeling with you winning that Super Bowl? Like, that,
you know, that's the reason why you play.
Yeah.
Is to get in that position to even go to a Super Bowl. And so it was my 11th season at this point. Me and Ed Reed's 11th season. Yeah. So mind you, me and Ed were the two who won the national championship together, and now we won a Super Bowl together.
Wow.
And it was just like, I was telling him, I said, listen, this is year 11 for us. This is our first Super Bowl. We don't really have any time to play around and not win this. Yeah. You have Frank Gore on the other side, you know, San Fran. I was like, he's younger than us. Like he might have some more opportunities. We don't. We're year 11 for us, so we got to go out here and just do our thing. And we did, and it was crazy. It's like Ray Lewis kind of spoke that into existence the year before. The year before we had a better record. We were 12-4. We had went on to New England in the AFC Final Championship, and the receiver, they said Lee Evans didn't catch the ball. We went to kick a field goal, the kicker missed it. They won the game. And then in the locker room, I remember Ray Lewis saying, you know, don't hold your heads low. We're going to be back in the same position next year. I was thinking to myself, how is it possible we can be in the same position next year? And lo and behold, after we beat Denver in the playoffs the following year, we were back in the same position. And I knew we'd get back in that same chance. We weren't going to lose that against New England again, not 2 times in a row. So, we finally made it there, and it was in New Orleans. And Tom Brady sent us some UGG slippers as a gift, And that's the same Super Bowl where the lights went out after Beyonce performed. We blame her. At the New Orleans Stadium, the power went out. So that was that Super Bowl.
Yeah, man. So I just want to congratulate you on that, because there's not a lot of players have won national championships and Super Bowls. So let's fast forward to retirement. What year did you actually retire?
2014.
Officially.
2014, like right after, 2014 season is when I retired. And
after the year you won Super Bowl?
I won the Super Bowl 2012 season.
Okay.
But we played it February 2013.
Okay.
So 2014 is when I retired, and I had ended up being here at the Dolphins, and I was kind of like, you know, when I first got here at the Dolphins, that's when that whole bullying thing happened. I was here like 4 or 5 days, and it was like this bullying thing, and I was like, it's a lot going on. Like, it was a lot. The cameras in there every day talking about this guy being bullied, and I was like, I thought they were friends. So I was like, I don't really see the purpose of me being here like too long. Like, you know what I'm saying? We were close to making the playoffs. Had we beat the Jets that last game, we'd have made the playoffs, but we didn't, because Ed Reed was in the Jets at that time and got an interception and kind of closed the game. But I just felt like at this point, okay, you still have your health and everything, you still feel good. What else are you kind of chasing? Like, it's time to just go.
Time to go. So you retired at the Dolphins.
Yeah, I retired at the Dolphins.
So, great place to retire. So I know, keep going, because, B-Mac got a long story, but I ain't got a lot of time with him. But I know B-Mac, I see you at the studio. I see you with your artists and different things. You have your B Major music group. You got your B Major Foundation. You got some app stuff you working on and everything. Let's chat. So tell me about your love for music.
My love for music.
Because I want people to know that it's real.
No,
B-Mac,
it is.
B-Mac's that guy that will sit in the studio for 15 hours. He's not that guy that's gonna come and just, he's that guy that he just really loves.
Because it'd be like small things that you could tweak to make a song even better. And I like to be a part of that process. I like the process. So it probably started as a kid when I started with the Casio piano and trying to make little beats on there, and then just growing up and having karaoke machines and just doing stuff, taking piano lessons at a young age. And so music was always a big, part of my life. And as a kid, you buy the little cassette tapes or CDs, and I would try to pick what I think would be the next singles. I was doing stuff like that naturally, just that's why I like music, and I would like to be like, this should be the next single, and see if it was, and I'd be right a lot of times. So that was where it came from, just childhood and being around, music a lot, because my parents was around music. My mom, took jazz and tap and ballet and all that stuff too. So she was teaching that to other, kids when they had stuff at church and stuff like that, and I used to have to sit there and watch. So then that's how I kind of learned rhythm, I guess, and watching. And so just being around it.
I consider you a real music head. Like, B-Mac's that person that I would invite to a listening party, and really not just for him to be there, I want his honest opinion. You know what I'm saying? He spends a lot of time in these nightclubs. He spends a lot of time listening to music and a bunch of music that we never even heard of, because I've chilled with B-Mac and he's like, yo, check this out. Oh shit, that's hot. Oh, listen to this or listen to that. So I consider B-Mac a real music
And then
head.
what you probably don't even realize is I've connected a lot of people together too. Like, for instance, Tory Lanez and Trina met through me.
Wow.
And we were at Circle House. She would call me to come to her studio sessions, and I already knew him. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna get you to come by. And so I brought a guy named Rook Monroe, who actually went on to write for like Rihanna.
I remember Rook.
He wrote Desperado. He wrote Downtime for Usher. He wrote for a bunch of people. I brought him to the studio that day, and I brought Tory Lanez. She liked what Rook had, but then she could connect more with Tory Lanez, and then from there, they became friends and started making music together. I'm the one who brought Kelly Price to Circle House Studio, and she did the song, the Mama record there. Kelly was in town. KD was like, hey, she had seen us out earlier. She said, hey, you think she'll come by and at least hear the song? And Kelly knocked the song out right then in the studio.
Right then and there.
Yeah, right then and there.
So that's B-Mac, the A&R boy. Y'all better hire this nigga.
And then like even when you have when Little Kim with Rick Ross was on her album, that was me. I ran into him at the Forge and I called her and I put them on the phone with each other so they can go ahead and get the music done. And then even with Carisha, Kim and Fendi called me. And
you know what's so crazy? Fendi's on his way over here right now.
For real? Yeah. So him and Kim called me on the phone. Yeah. They was like, all right, Mr. Miami, why you ain't linked us up with, the City Girls, this and others? So at the time, it was only Young Miami that was out and available. So I reached out to her and I told her, I said, hey, Kim wants to, get on the phone with you. So I connected all of us on a call. Wow. So they could all talk. And then she ended up, on a single on one of Kim's singles. So.
So B-Mac, man, I know B-Mac's all into the music. I love what you do with the music, B-Mac. I really, really trust your opinion.
And you remember I was in there, Ball Greasy had to remind me that time you like, oh, your boy in the studio because he be in there by himself.
And I left you in there.
And you left me in there and he was making Nice and Slow, which was one of his bigger records. And I was like, that's crazy.
Now you a lucky charm, B-Mac. You definitely a lucky charm, man. Even the picture on Instagram I looked today with Zoe. You was like, hope we get better. And then you was Trina. I was like, wow, it's so much stuff that I don't even, think about or know about. But, it's guys like you, B-Mac, that has really helped me through my journey into music, my journey into nightlife, my journey into just becoming a better person. So I want to commend you and thank you for that, B-Mac. Because, back in the days, I used to be in Privé, got my little table, my little one bottle, B-Mac over there, got every celebrity in the world. And funny story, I did my birthday party. You was there at my birthday party. Lil Wayne performed, and you was there, man. It was just, I didn't know you like that then, but Scott Storch was there. Yeah. Privé was that.
Privé wasn't even that big, but everybody be in that one row and everybody be down there, but
And then you had to walk past everybody's table to get to your table, so you had to just be like, because them was really the days,
They
man.
were.
Them was the days, man, of real South Beach, Miami, clout, but it wasn't even about money. You know what I'm saying? It was about your table and your bottles, but it wasn't about your watch. It wasn't about no clout. It was really about if you had that pizzazz, if you had that thing, you know what I'm saying? So, B-Mac, I want to say thank you so much, but I know your mom also has a foundation. Tell me about what she has, the NFL Moms?
Well, she was the president of the NFL Moms Association, so they basically raise funds for different, low-income, organizations, things like that, and they do like a lot of giving back as far as like food drives and stuff for the, the holidays. So that's what they kind of focus on and get other mothers and other NFL moms in to kind of like be there for them for when their kids have to go through certain things. They can kind of be reference points and point them in the right direction for things. So
No, definitely. And I know we have a mutual friend that passed away, which is Miss Betty Wright, man. Miss Betty Wright, we miss you. We love you.
Do.
You know what I'm saying? When I was going through a tough time, B-Mac picked me up and took me to Miss Wright house, and she did church. What, Mac?
Every
Thursday, Thankful Thursdays. And man, I think it was like 5 people there, and it's like she preached. Like that's a day that I would never forget, and I'm so glad I experienced that with you that
I'm
day.
glad you came.
That was a great day. It was an amazing experience, and Miss Wright, and we will always love you, Miss Wright. BB and B-Mac, man, we are #1 supporters. Shout out to all the kids. If y'all need some help and some ideas with her catalog, you hear Mr. A&R B-Mac right here, and I got the studio, so let's chop it up, guys. You know what I'm saying? But what's on the new horizon for B-Mac? What's new ventures that you got coming on 2021?
Right now, I've been focusing really on my foundation because I want to start doing like galas and big events where I can draw more people in and actually have like, performances and things like that to really build it for, different organizations I want to give back to. So that's like been my focus as of late is my foundation and really blow that up. And then, Let's Chat. I just actually got Rohan Marley because I ran him the other day. So I just got him to be a part of it because he goes out to a lot of different countries and we can, convert, into real time.
Tell me about Let's Chat.
Let's Chat is a real-time language translator up to 104 different languages, and it's based on your device setting, your language setting. So you wouldn't have to do anything as long as the other person has the coding for Let's Chat. Y'all can talk to each other, and it'll translate in real time.
So I'm going to like Mexico.
Yeah, and then you can type in English, but they'll convert in theirs because their device language will be Spanish, and it'll just convert automatically in real time to them. So and then we also have the plugin. So when you plug it into your put the plugin into your coding on your website,
Yeah.
it'll automatically view however the person's language is set up. So
Okay.
it'll view in English, Spanish. So I put it on actually Venus and Serena's for a while to just to test and show them like your sales will go up because they sell merchandise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it did, and they were like, oh wow. So they have like a global fan base.
Yeah. So that translation thing
Yeah.
is big for somebody like that.
It is, especially if you have a global market.
International,
So
yeah.
actually, right now, the NFL is interested in it because
Wow.
they have now they want to expand, and they feel like, well, they're saying that English isn't the only language that watches them. So when it comes to videoing and it comes to just reading their websites, they want to be able to have it translate into different languages.
No, definitely. So I know it's been COVID-19 pandemic since earlier this year. Tell me how BMAC has been coping with that. Like what have you been doing? What have you been going through since that COVID pandemic time?
During COVID, really, prior to COVID, I was already doing things like taking black seed oil, zinc, and sea moss that I get from my friend, and what else? Turmeric and ginger, stuff like that. I just already naturally was just doing it just because just wanted to worry about my health. So when this came and all of a sudden all these things became a publicist, it was like I was already doing it. So I had been built up my immune system. But I mean, I just kind of, if I'm gonna go around people, I'm going around people who I'm pretty sure doesn't have COVID, and we go in their area, and I don't move anywhere. I have my mask on, and I keep hand sanitizer. I think I got some in my pocket. I keep it in my pocket too, because you know how people like to shake your hands all the time.
Yeah. So
it's like I kind of don't know if I want to shake your hand, but see, I keep the hand sanitizer with me.
Yeah.
So in case I just feel like, all right, let me get this, you know, what I mean, just try to just be safe as possible because
definitely.
Things have started to open back up a little bit, so you still want to get out, but I'm not going to live in fear either.
Yeah.
So I'm still going to go out, but I'm just going to be smart when I go out.
Yeah, no, definitely. I seen you doing some great branding things. I seen you started a brunch back. I seen you doing a lot of stuff with Bar Idol and know Mr. E-Class and the Lincoln and all that stuff. Great move because they have two great places that they need a person like yourself. You know what I'm saying?
And well, I had a conversation with E-Class. I said, y'all can't be scared to ask for assistance sometimes. Don't feel like you can always do things on your own because you can't. But a lot of people feel that way. They don't want to ask nobody. They don't want to bother nobody. They'll just figure it out. But I just feel like that's the purpose of us all being friends and being cool. And we all here like to help each other out. So if I need you to help me with something, you'll help me. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. So here's the last question. BMAC, is there any misconceptions that people may have of BMAC? Like I've read some stories and the party guy and all that stuff. But like, I tell you what, I don't see it. I see...
I hang out and have a good time, but I feel like at a certain point, I was when I was doing charity stuff, I was never highlighting it and putting it out there. So, but then you would just keep hearing stories about partying, but I was still doing the charity stuff behind the scenes. Like I was sponsoring Uncle Luke's Optimist teams and just different things, but I wasn't publicizing it. But then, eventually when you get a publicist, they're like, no, you got to show these things because if only people keep seeing stories of partying, that's all it looks like you're doing. But you're actually doing other things just behind the scenes. So I just feel like to me at the beginning, I just feel like you genuinely doing something. Why do I got to publicize it? Just do it. But it makes sense now because in people's perception, it's all they keep hearing about is the party side. And not the other side that you've been doing, so it makes sense. It started making sense to me.
No, I think BMAC has they think wrong of you, BMAC, when it comes to events and parties.
Well,
it's a business.
I think some people's mindset has changed, and they realize that the people who do come around is good energy. And I do feel like some of the people I hung with has changed too, and that's based on the energy that they provide and what they have going on. So it is two different. I mean, you grow. So I'm not the same person that I was at 25, 26, 27 that I am now.
100%.
Yeah.
That's all what you did for Thanksgiving. You gave away what, about 1,000 meals?
1,000 meals, yeah.
Wow.
We did 1,000 meals with a
saying?
company called Operation Turkey. So yeah, we looked to do that, and I teamed up with E and Major Wright, and they came on board and helped them with this year. So yeah.
No problem, man. So I'm spending the day. We chilled today with Mr. BMAC. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, no problem.
And you coming through. I really appreciate it. Let the people know how they can find you, BMAC.
They can find me on all social media platforms at Bryant McKinnie, Bryant McKinnie.
That's it, man. Got anything else to say to the people, BMAC, before you go?
That's it. I mean, look me up on those platforms, and you'll be able to see more. Oh, you can look at B Major Foundation on Instagram as well to see some more of my foundation work.
Definitely. And we out behind the beats.